Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino, and today is Thursday, November 19th, 2020. I'm going to start off with this. Last week, jobless claims surged to 742,000 here in the United States. Um, if anyone needs any more evidence that we are in an economic collapse, well, it's in your face. I find this very, very disturbing and very sad. It really is. And again, the stock market is near all-time record highs. In fact, we hit a record high earlier in the week. It's out of control, the disconnect between the markets, which are not the economy, although some have tried to convince us that it is, and what's actually happening on the ground here. So with that said, again, put that into perspective for yourself. 742,000. It's a pretty epic number. Let's talk about these markets real quick. As I am doing this video blog, trading doesn't start for about 35 minutes. Stock futures are pointing towards a lower open. Nothing dramatic, but lower nonetheless. Gold and silver are under pressure, especially silver, which is getting hit pretty hard right now. Why? Because the US dollar, off of this abysmal economic news, just took a pretty big knee-jerk higher. Well, we know how that works. You got the 10-year yield still remaining stable here. It did come down fractionally. Cryptocurrencies are catching a bid today, right now. And crude oil is about flat. So that's where we stand. We are in an economic free fall, like I've been explaining to you for a very long time. It's only going to get worse from here for a little while when we have a do-nothing loser Congress that doesn't want to. Understand, this is by design. They don't want to help the American people. That's really the truth. I've explained to all of you that our politicians, none of them, want to help you at all. You are the enemy of their agenda, which is tied directly to the central banks who are running the entire show. So I really want you to come away with an understanding that right now the central banks are the government, and the central banks are dictating everything right now, and none of this, including this whopper of a jobless claims number, is by accident. It's all by design. Everything we're seeing here is by design. Everything we're seeing here is stuff I've warned about would happen over a decade ago. And trust me on this one, it's going to get worse from here. Probably much worse before it gets better for the economy. But for the market, like I've explained to you, yeah, yesterday we had a sell-off here. Nothing dramatic, but a sell-off nonetheless. Today, at least at the open, stocks are going to open lower. Will it bleed out to the rest of the day, or will they find a way to prop up the market? That's all they do. It just miraculously bounces higher. And it seems almost unstoppable, but I'll tell you this too, and I've explained to you for a while now that this market needs to give some back, but all it is, believe it or not, in the midst of an economic meltdown, is a move higher. The market will fall at one point in the short run. We are going to get an epic collapse at one particular time, just not yet, because the promise of easy money is heroin that's being mainlined right into this market. I mean, think about it. Today, corporate America is stronger than they've ever been. Wall Street is expecting the largest bonuses they've ever gotten. Meanwhile, we're in an economic freefall. Does that make sense to you? It would make sense to you if you understand what's actually going on around you. Unless, of course, you're caught up in the distractions, the propaganda, and the misinformation. But if you follow this blog, that's not you. You're not caught up in that at all. I think you have a clear understanding of what's going on. And when you see, for example, right now silver's getting hammered, you probably smile underneath the disgust, realizing this is an opportunity to buy more. That's just the way it is in this. It's just rigged. I know I've been beating this to death, but the price action of gold and silver is literally the most rigged part of this market. Maybe maybe the debt market is number one, with suppressed rates from here to eternity. We've heard from the Federal Reserve that's what they're going to do. Trillions, multiple trillions of dollars more are going to be created out of thin air to pump into this market, to give a $1,200 check to people who are desperate right now. Again, jobless claims last week, 742,000. That's an epic number. It's an epic number, however you want to look at it. And again, it's all by design. Not one thing that we are seeing here, people, is by accident. And I think you know that. You know what? It disgusts me. It disgusts me. It really does. All right, with that said, that's pretty much it. We're set for a lower open here for the market. Crypto's getting a bit higher. Metal's getting hit pretty hard right now. Dollar knee-jerk higher after the bad news, the abysmal economic news here. 10-year yield remaining stable here. Keep your eye on it. You know that. Keep your eye on that 10-year yield. Keep your eye on the dollar. And you're going to know where this market's going to go. There's no doubt about it. And again, I make it all easy for you right here on my website, traderschoice.net. Top of the second page right there. Pretty much everything you need to know about the market is on my website. But if you want to keep your eye on the Dixie or the dollar index, the 10-year yield, what gold, silver, platinum, palladium are doing, crude oil, it's all right there for you. All right, I'm out of here. Love you a lot. Please share the video. See you later.